driver enters the round of 8 with one goal in mind: make it to Phoenix. However, 7 other drivers are thinking the exact same thing and will do anything to be part of the championship for in 1 month's time. We kick off the round of 8 in what has become one of NASCAR's most exciting mile-and-a-half racetracks. Welcome to the Kansas Speedway as MDK RaceDay gets you set and ready for the 2020 Hollywood Casino 400. It'll be a very crisp day here in Kansas City, Kansas. Temperature in the mid to high 40s. 52% chance of rain, however, looks like it will not become a factor in today's race. But most importantly, the wind gusts speeds of up to 16 to 22 miles per hour. So it's going to be a very windy but very fast day of racing here in America's heartland. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the episode here on MDK RaceDay in our studio. My name is Jack Krause, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your morning or early afternoon as I fill you in with everything you need to know for the round of 8 opener at the Kansas Speedway, the 2020 Hollywood Casino 400. Now, like I said, it's the opening round of the round of 8. Points were reset after the round of 12 finale back in the Charlotte Roval. Chase Elliott won that race. And here's a look at the 8 drivers that will race for 4 spots heading into Phoenix in 3 weeks. Right now, the top 4 that are in is Kevin Harvick plus 45, Denny Hamlin plus 32, Brad Keselowski with a mere plus 13, and Chase Elliott only plus 5. The bottom 4, Joe Logano minus 5, Martin Truex Jr. minus 10, Alex Bowman minus 18, and Kurt Busch minus 21. And now let's take a look at the odds to win today's Hollywood Casino 400. Top of the board, it is Denny Hamlin, and why not? He has won the last 2 Kansas races. He is sitting pretty with a plus 400. Right behind him is his season rival Kevin Harvick plus 450. Chase Elliott, who won here back in 2018 in the fall, plus 550, and alongside him is Martin Truex Jr. plus 600. Brad Keselowski plus 800 with his teammate Ryan Blaney plus 1400, alongside with Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. Alex Bowman, Kurt Busch, and Eric Jones are sitting with a plus 2200, and Aric Almirola, another 4 drivers, sits with a plus 2800. Clint Bowyer, William Byron plus 3500 apiece. Jimmy Johnson and rookie Tyler Reddick plus 4000, with rookie Cole Custer and Matt DiBenedetto both riding in with plus 6600. And now let's take a look at the starting lineup for the 2020 Hollywood Casino 400. NASCAR determined the starting lineup based off of the results from last weekend at Charlotte, alongside with point standings and fastest lap, I believe. And on the pole, once again, is the 9 car Chase Elliott, with to his outside the 22 Ford of Joe Logano. Row 2 has Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick. Row 3 has Martin Truex Jr. and Alex Bowman. And running out the final playoff spots in Row 4 is Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski. Row 5 has Ryan Blaney and William Byron. Row 6 has Eric Jones and Clint Bowyer participating in his final Kansas start in his hometown track. He starts in the 12th spot. Row 7 also, Jimmy Johnson competing in what could be his final Kansas start, sitting in the 14th position. To his inside is rookie Cole Custer. Row 8 has another rookie, Tyler Reddick, in the 8 car, and to his outside is the number 10 Ford of Aric Almirola. Row 9 has Austin Dillon and Matt DiBenedetto, and right out the top 10 is Ryan Preece and defending champion Kyle Busch. Row 11 has Chris Buescher and rookie Christopher Bell. Row 12 has Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Bubba Wallace, and running out row 13 is Ty Dillon and Michael McDowell. Row 14 has Daniel Suarez and Ryan Newman. Row 15 has Corey LaJoie and Matt Kenseth. Row 16 has a pair of rookies, Quinn Houff in the 00 car and John Hunter Nemechek in the 38 car. Row 17 has James Davison and JJ Yaley. Row 18 has Ricky Brennan Poole and Reed Sorensen. Row 19 has Timmy Hill and Joey Gase. And rounding out the 20 or the 40 car field is Josh Bilicki and Chad Fincham. Well, what can we expect in this race? Well, before we do that, let's take a look at some of the drivers and the experiences that they have at this Kansas racetrack. First of all, 6 of the 8 playoff drivers have gone to victory lane at this track, including Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin, who have won 3 races at the Speedway. Hamlin is going to be a driver to watch out for. He has won the last 2 Kansas races earlier in July, including last year's fall playoff race. Now, a driver that you're going to obviously have to watch out for, not only Denny Hamlin, but also Kevin Harvick. He has been, in my opinion, the best driver this season. 9 wins so far in 2020, and he has scored 7 top 10s in the last 9 Kansas races, including a win back in the fall of 2016. So he knows he had to get the job done here at the 1.5 mile racetrack, including Brad Keselowski is another driver that we have to look out for. He's right now sitting 3rd in the playoff grid, plus 15. He won here back in the spring of 2019, I believe the date was. So he has won at Kansas Speedway in this package in recent years. So he's a driver that you are going to want to look out for. I think also another driver you might want to watch out for is the Hendrick drivers, Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman. Chase Elliott, he's running in a lot of momentum from his win last weekend at the Charlotte Roval. Granted, it was a road course, it's still momentum, and he is a former winner, won here back in the fall of 2018, albeit with the 750 horsepower package. He has still gone to victory lane before, and he is riding in a lot of momentum. You also have to throw in Alex Bowman, because Alex Bowman, he has run well at these types of racetracks, I feel like. He finished 8th earlier in the year, including a 2nd place finish last May to Brad Keselowski. And on top of that, when you take a look at racetracks that Bowman has won at, it's on pretty worn out racetracks. He won back in Chicagoland last year, and including Fontana this year. Those are very old, worn out racetracks. While Kansas is not at that state yet, it's just about 10 years old. It's still got a bit of age to it, and Bowman surprisingly has been able to run well at those racetracks. So I suspect Bowman could potentially be a dark horse in this race to have a good run. Maybe not necessarily to win the race, but at least to maybe get a top 10, top 5 finish. And we have seen Bowman, we have seen regular season Bowman, and then we've seen playoff version of Alex Bowman. It's like a 180. We have seen Bowman in the playoffs step up to the plate and be able to perform when he needs to perform in order to advance into the next round. So again, while I don't suspect Bowman to win the race, I do expect him to have a good run. Now, as for the racing itself, we have seen Kansas as of late produce some really interesting racing. Even with this package, has produced some pretty interesting racing, especially during the playoffs. I mean, look at 2019 last year near the end of the race, it was just a mess. So we know Kansas has the capability of putting on a good show. It has also been the type of racetrack to produce some, let's just say, scary accidents. We look back last night in the Xfinity Series, we with Anthony Alfredo going upside down. 2018, we look at, or 2020 earlier this year, Ryan Preece, when he nearly went upside down in the back straightaway. Look at 2018, William Byron and Ryan Newman. 2017, Jones and Eric Almirola. 2012, Cody H. Gaming pointed this out with Chad Bowe. I think he went upside down during an ARCA race on the back straightaway. Kansas has been surprisingly known for a track to produce some bad accidents. I'm not suggesting that this is going to happen this year, but it's interesting to point out that they need to be pretty careful that they don't, especially the playoff drivers, that they don't go over the edge too much, or else they could potentially go upside down. We know that restarts could be a big factor. We saw in the Xfinity race last year, and sometimes it can go a bit overboard, aka what we saw in lap 16 between Gregson and Cindric. You don't want to push the issue, especially during really early in the race. Cindric came into the Xfinity race with a plus 27 point gap, and he left with, I believe, a minus 2 point gap. So for drivers like Brad Keselowski, even Denny Hamlin, I don't think is really safe. The only driver that I believe is somewhat safe is Kevin Harvick, plus 45. That's almost a full race gap. So, or not really, but he's basically safe. Even if he has a problem, more than likely he's still going to be inside the top 4. But for a driver like Hamlin, plus 32, I'd still be a bit careful. Again, we saw what happened with Cindric yesterday. I'd still be a bit careful. Don't want to push the envelope so much. He's sitting inside the top 8. Just score stage points and then go out for the win in stage 3. You don't want to do what Grayson and Cindric did and try and wreck yourself out on lap 16 and earn 0 stage points. But yeah, overall, I think it's going to be a great race. I think it's going to put on a really good show, and it's going to shake up the playoff standings, I feel like, just a little bit as we inch our way closer into Phoenix. As for my pick to win, I got to go with the 11 car at Denny Hamlin. I think right now, a defending winner at Kansas, won the last 2 races under this package. Kevin Harvick, he last won back in 2016 under the 750 horsepower package. And I think for that reason, Hamlin has got more experience under this package at getting the job done at this type of racetrack. Brad Keselowski could also be a factor. He won here back in the May of 2019, so he could also be a factor in whoever wins this race. But I got my money on Denny Hamlin. I think he'll go back to victory lane and advance into the championship 4. But that's going to conclude this episode of MDK Race Day. Guys, tell me in the comment section down below, what do you think is going to happen? And who do you think will win tonight or today's race? Tell me in the comment section down below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. But until next time, my name is Jack Cross from MDK, and I'll see you guys next time.